All right, hey everybody, this is Esqua here, and we're going to talk today about the beginner's guide to Age of Apes. I was going to say something else, but I kind of had to make sure this is PG. But this is beginner guide to kicking you know what in Age of Apes. And basically, I created an alliance out of nothing, came in. Right now, we're number 3 in my horde. Probably like number 16, 17 overall. And when I have a new player in, I always tell them, first thing I tell them, look, in a week, I need your power to be up to at least 300,000. And I say 300,000 because that's going to show me the people who are willing to just be present. You don't have to do a lot in this game to get 300,000 power. And I'm going to show you the things that if you're a new member of my team, this is the kind of things I want you to do to get there. And this is going to get you way beyond, and it's not going to cost you a lot of money. This is not, I don't want people to come to my game, my alliance, and throw a ton of money. No, that's not what I want. I want them to spend the time, because that means that they're a little more dedicated than someone that just comes on, throws a lot of money, gets bored, and leave. All right, so let's go ahead, take a look here. Right now, we're inside my area. So one thing that is important no matter where you go is upgrading your city hall. I want people to get their city hall up to around 15. Somewhere around that range. It's very easy to do. You get resources all over the place. It doesn't really take a lot to get your... Now, maybe take a lot of speed ups, but it doesn't really take a lot to get your city hall to 15. And a couple of ways you can do that is, one, you get the hologram, you get your resources from here. That's going to give you resources. That's great. These quests over here are very important. On this left side are the different quests you have. So here are some of the, I guess, kind of starting from here. This are the stages. So this kind of tells you where you are. And just by completing different things along these stages, you get like some goodies. That's going to help you. All right. Another thing that's very important is going to be your quest that you do every day. Now, some quest is going to be, all right, if you really want to just kind of, I guess, grow for dummies, all you got to do is follow the quest. It's going to tell you, grow this. It's going to tell you, grow that. Grow that. It's going to tell you, it's going to give you everything you need to do to get to that next level of growth. You know, it's going to say, all right, you get points if you grow your castle. You know, looking at the top, it says level up to 21. That's how I get to the next part of my quest. So just follow along with that. In the beginning, it's going to get you that 300,000 that I'm looking for in that first 7 days of you playing. Another thing is, as you do other things, you know, you farm. You do the day-to-day things you're going to do anyway. You're also going to complete some quests, and you got chances to get more materials to build up your estate. Another thing, category here, is you have some daily quests. So these are the things where it's kind of those chores. Everyone has chores. Even when you're adult, you still have chores to do. These are those chores you need to do every single day to make sure, one, you get the resources you need to push your power up, but two, you get other stuff, other goodies that's very important. One, in terms of getting the free resources from the hologram, you want to get it from completing your daily quests. Because you don't complete your daily quest, you're not going to get the little widgets you need, blah, 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 you know? So basically, complete your daily quests. You get a lot of cool stuff. Not only do you get the resources you need, you also get, say, tickets when you're going to recruit your fighters. You know, that's going to be important to increase your stats as well. We'll look at that. So complete your daily quests. Just do it. And then you have, finally, the achievements. This is going to come as you grow naturally. You'll just get it when you get it. So it's not really to push for here. All right. So basically, what I want you to do to get to that 300,000, I want you to increase your city hall. You can call it a castle. I increase your city hall to 15 because what that's going to do is that's going to make you increase your other buildings as well. All right. So now you did that. What I also want you to do is I also want you to increase your research to whatever level you are in your city hall. If you're at City Hall 2, your research, well, it's not going to be there at 2, but you know what I'm talking about. Your City Hall is at 14. Your research should be at 14 before going to 15 for your City Hall. Because that's going to be important, because this research is going to open up a lot of not opportunity. I guess it's not opportunity. It's going to open up new troops. It's going to open up more stats. It's going to open up, if you're a farmer, you want to farm. I guess you can farm faster. It's going to open up troop march. So many things are going to happen through this research, where research is one of the most important things in games like Age of Apes. In this type of genre, if you don't do your research, you pretty much you're going to fail. So you might as well just stop. If you're not a person that's going to do research, just do something else. Basically, is what I'm saying. But with your research, what I want you to do is I need you. Let me get out of here. Let's go look at some research here. What I need you to not focus on this top level, because, like I said, its development is fine. But we are in a war game, and I need you to be prepared to have my back when it's time to get down. So what I want my people to focus on, maybe on their off time when they have like space between upgrades, they can do some development. But I'll talk about another way I want you to probably look at it, is I want you to focus more on your military. At a minimum, bare minimum, you need to get to tier 2 troops within that first 7 days. Very important. It's just, why? Because tier 2 is better than tier 1. So in that first 7 days, when you're going against people who don't have that kind of focus, you're going to be kicking butt all over the place. And that's the kind of person I need in my alliance. I need you to be kicking all the tier 1 butt in the land, basically. And also, as you move along, you're going to be increasing your marches. So the more people you have in your march, the better. Increasing your stats. Research is so important. Now, research is also difficult in these games as well, because it requires you to have a certain castle level. A castle, city hall, whatever. All right? So, as you can see here, I made it to my tier 3 troops. However, to get over to I'm stuck here. Well, I'm not necessarily stuck, but I can't get to my T4s until I'm at 25. So I'm at 20. I'm already pretty good along that path of growth, but I need to get 5 more levels in my city hall just to get another tier of troops. So research is going to take a while, so that's going to be important to understand. It's not going to be a sprint. It is a marathon. And the better is, as you improve your city hall or castle, like I call it, as you improve your city hall, your research improves. So it's very important to get that city hall up. First 7 days, you should be at 15. Period. 15, that's it. All right, so now with the research, now, you're not always going to be able to, at some point, you're going to be limited, because you're not going to be able to grow as fast with your estate as you would, as you are in the beginning. So your research in terms of this military is going to slow down a little bit. You may not have, you need to get to that next level and blah, blah, blah. So you're not there yet. What do? Do you go to development? No, you do not go to development. I don't want you to go to development. What I want you to do is go down to your rocket. And I want you to pick these bottom ones here. These are easy ways to increase your stats. Hitter defense 5% here, and it goes over. Once you get up, you can go now. Okay, shooter attack, I can get stats here. So this is what I want you to do on your off time, because this is going to add to your stats. Now the other stuff is important, sure, but at the end of the day, you can't protect your rocket. It don't matter how much uranium you're going to be farming. It doesn't matter. Your rocket's gone. I need you to protect my rockets first before you go search for some uranium. All right. So, we talked about the city hall. We talked about the research. Another thing that's important is troops. We talked about that. But the triangle, if you look at the city hall research, would be next to fighter. Now, the fighter is one of those things where no one really knows yet what it means. And what I mean by that is there's different games structure fighters differently. Some games, You focus on one type of fighter, you kind of get that guy built up, and that's going to be your guy. You use that troop. This is like Rise of Kingdoms. Use only those troops. It's like singularly focused on just one type of fighter at a time. I don't know if that's the case here. It's probably something similar. So I'll show you what I'm doing. I'm doing something that's similar to that kind of focus on one at a time, but a little differently. So what you want to do is go to your fighter. Now, how you want to get your fighter, let's kind of go back here. You want to go to your arena. And with your arena, sometimes you'll get free tickets, but every 15 tickets you turn in, you get access to a new fighter. Sometimes, if you turn into golden tickets, it may be a golden fighter. It's going to be very rare. But most times, it's going to be either a blue or a purple fighter. All right? Now that you have your fighter, what do you do here? For me, I prefer for you to pick a side. What I mean by that, if you want to be what I call infantry or hitter, be a hitter. If you want to be a cav or what is actually a pilot, be a pilot. But don't try to do everything, because when you're trying to do everything, it's really going to interrupt in the one thing that you need to do the best. Ready? And what I mean by that is, if you're kind of like, I'm this, I'm that, your stats are going to be, yes, it's going to be even. But what I've found playing Rise of Kingdoms is even stats is, at the end of the day, it's not where you need to be. You need to be strong in certain areas, and you don't want to be weak, but everything doesn't have to be strong. Now, this game may be totally different. I don't know, but this is just how I'm playing the game. All right. So what I'm doing is I'm focusing on my shooter guy, because I don't know, I just choose this guy. I like his little attributes. What you want to do when choosing a fighter, you want to look at these different skills. Now, one thing somebody might say, oh, I got this guy. He's awesome. He has a bazooka. He must be great. Let's look at his skills here. All right. He got the healing factor. That's great. And next skill, food gathering. All right, that's going to help me a lot. Next skill, carrying capacity. So you got to look at the skills before you decide the fighter you want to take. You just don't want to grab any type of fighter, right? And this game makes it a little bit easier than some of the other games. Okay, where do I go in terms of my overall talents? Well, something like this, you don't have a lot of options. You only have 3 options. It's not, you can do this, a combination of that, a mixture of that. It's mostly you're going one way or the other. For example, I'll take my guy here, 2 guns. You're pretty much going straight up shooter. This other one, it really doesn't do a lot for me. So I'm going to go to shooter first and then see where I can get a little extra somewhere else. So that's what I want you to do. Once you get to 45, you unlock this middle guy here. It's just going to give you a little extra boost. But really, when you're starting off, focus on one. Now you may say, yo, what about the other one? I need to march, 2 guard. Well, what I've done, and you can do something totally different. You can choose 2 of the purple. You can choose, focus on one and kind of leave the other one done. But what I did is I used a combination of my shooter guy and here's my pilot. So you get this pilot when you increase your VIP. So as you increase your VIP, you're going to get more of the things required to increase his skills. So since I'm getting him anyway, because I want a good VIP, because you're going to get, great extra stats by being VIP, by the way. By having him free, I'm going to get him anyway, so I'm going to use him instead of trying to get someone else, have him sitting on his side, because VIP isn't easy to get. So I'm going to use what I get from my VIP, basically, is what I'm saying. But that's really what I want you to do. So you join my alliance. 1, you got to push those stats. You do that by 1, increasing your city hall, getting your research building up, doing as much research as you can, military first, and then go down to the rocket area. You're going to do that. And then you want to choose a fighter. Focus on one fighter. Get that fighter maxed Because when somebody else is going to have a half max fighter against your fighter, guess what? You have the damage, you got all that stuff. But every fighter is not a fighter. And you need to pay attention to the skills that you're going to get for that fighter. And also, your talent is very simple here. It's not as complicated as some of the other places, which I like. At least for now, it isn't, or I think it's not. Maybe I'm missing something. But this is pretty much just how you start off. So if you're starting off, you watch this video. I appreciate it. Leave a comment. Join me if you want in terms of clicking the link in the description. You can get access to the app if you're watching this before you even joined. But you can join me in my kingdom, which is 200-1202. Certainly, I would love to have you. My alliance is EMG, Esqua Mobile Gaming. And thank you very much for listening. Thank you for your support. And big ups to Age of Apes for creating a great game. Everyone, have a great day, folks.